Ever wonder why some stories seem to vanish into thin air? It's a curious phenomenon, isn't it? It's a curious phenomenon, especially when those stories involve prominent political figures. And then, you know, some of the political satires make their safe from a well-aimed joke of the room of the political satire that but what happens when the joke stops landing on certain people? um, um, Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel had built empires on dissecting the day's headlines, offering their sharp wit and often scathing commentary. From They've made careers out of holding politicians accountable, uh, very similar accountable uh, here, perhaps. So when uh, a significant political story seemingly disappears from their monologues, it raises eyebrows. Uh, Recently, former Congressman Eric Swalwell resigned amid a wave of serious, yet unproven, allegations. This story, which quickly ended a political career, has been met with silence, a complete lack of mention on two of the biggest late night platforms. Uh, and that's the key here. It's not about taking a side or offering an opinion. It's about the absence of any comment whatsoever, no monologue, no punchline, and certainly no scrutiny. Swalwell wasn't a fringe figure. He was a frequent guest on both The Late Show and Jimmy Kimmel Live, often appearing to promote his political ambitions. The tone was consistently supportive and friendly. Now, that relationship seems to have evaporated from the conversation. That there's been no follow-up, no investigation, and absolutely no attempt at comedic commentary on the allegations. Just a swift pivot to other topics, as if the story never existed. Late night shows have consciously chosen to become political commentators. They've positioned themselves as cultural watchdogs, eager to expose wrongdoing and hold power accountable. This self-imposed role comes with certain expectations. If a Republican politician faced similar allegations, would it be met with the same silence? Or would it dominate the monologues for days, becoming the subject of countless jokes and segments? Imagine if this were Ted Cruz or Josh Hawley. Entire shows would likely be dedicated to satirizing the situation, all in the name of political comedy. The contrast is striking. To be fair, these shows aren't obligated to cover every story. Editorial judgment is a reality, and not every headline makes the cut of that headline, makes the influence. However, when coverage consistently flows in one direction and abruptly stops when it involves an ally, it stops looking like judgment and starts looking like something else. In today's media landscape, audiences are acutely aware of these patterns. They can see the double standards and the selective outrage and they're starting to notice when a story simply disappears. Um, they say silence is golden, but in the world of late night comedy, it can also be deafening. And sometimes the lack of a joke speaks volumes. Speaking of silence, did you hear about the comedian who lost his voice? Uh, he just couldn't find the punchline. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time,